Hi, all. Thanks for being with me again. This is one of those feeds where I feel extremely uncomfortable because it is about allegations of sexual harassment, and in this case by the broadcaster Alan Jones. Now, for years, I've talked about Alan Jones as being one of the most revolting persons on this planet, and it's now becoming more and more evident how revolting he may be if these allegations are true. One of the issues I think that we have is that we tend to hold some of these people in extremely high esteem. Politicians go to them, particularly if they're broadcasters, in order to have their views aired. And they don't pay much attention to the character of the person who's there, who's doing the reporting. And in this case, this is an allegation which I guess many of us have suspected for a long, long time. There's been lots of rumours, I think, about Alan Jones's sexual behaviour and I guess I was trying to think of the appropriate word, but certainly his attraction to a certain group of human beings. Now, whether they're true or not, we don't know. They are only allegations, and I've got to be very careful what I say here in relation to Alan. So I'm going to firstly highlight the point that um, his he always comes across. He presents himself as being such a bloody know-it-all about everything. He's extremely emphatic. He's built up this reputation as being a go-getter, as being determined, as being a whole host of things. But if these allegations are true, what does it say? And if we'd known about this stuff, which we have for a long, long time, these allegations have been out there with regard to Jones. What does it say about us that even if we know that a person is of a certain character, that we would tend to still use them for our own benefit? Now, I think that that's abhorrent. I think that if we know that a person or there are allegations or suspicions that a person's behaviour are totally inappropriate and illegal, why is it that we continue to have a relationship with them simply because we believe we can get something out of them that's going to benefit us? There's something morally wrong, I think, in that. So I'm just going to read a little bit from, I couldn't get to the Sydney Morning Herald because I don't subscribe to it, but there was an article in on the Channel 9 website which does talk about this, so I'll just bring that up. Alan Jones denies claims he indecently assaulted men during radio career is the title. Now, fair enough. I don't expect Alan Jones to say, yes, I am a sexual assaulter. I have harassed people and that perhaps I should be locked up for that assault. No, he hasn't said that. He's denied it. Well, surprise, surprise. But what I did want to highlight here was, or just a couple of points. Veteran broadcaster Alan Jones has vehemently denied allegations he indecently assaulted multiple young men during the course of his long career. Jones, 82, why has it taken so bloody long for these issues to come to the fore? I do not know. Has been accused of exploiting his considerable influence to grope or inappropriately touch young men without their consent. So Sydney Morning Herald did this reporting. An investigation reporter published today in the Sydney Morning Herald includes allegations of indecent assault made against a controversial broadcaster by four men, including a former 2GB employee, a former waiter, an inspiring musician, and a businessman. So let's just be aware that this is not just one person making this allegation. It's a group of people. I would suspect potentially there are more. But I just want to read this bit about that Ray Hadley reported on. Not that I'm a necessary fan of Ray. Don't listen to him. Don't really care. However, he is an influential individual in the same ilk as was Alan Jones before he decided to open up his own internet service, which is ADHTV, which I think stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity. But nevertheless, Ray Hadley says a long-time former colleague with Jones at the radio station, that is Ray Hadley, revealed this morning the same former 2GB employer who featured in the Sydney Morning Herald investigation had confided in him years ago. He told me at the start of our conversation that what he had been alleging had never been shared with anyone except for me, Hadley said on his 2GB morning show. In the next 40 minutes, I sat silently as he went through the allegations documented in today's story, interrupted only by his tears as he tried to compose himself. It was a very emotional conversation for both of us. The behaviour he was alleging was unwanted advances from a person in a position of power, that being his boss, Alan Jones. Hadley said he offered the man his unqualified support and helped in speaking to the then station owner and then station chairman. However, the employee ultimately decided not to make his allegations public at the time. I'll talk about that in a moment. He said he had so much to lose and had been crushed by making such an allegation. He asked me to promise would never reveal what we had discussed without his express permission, Hadley said. Hadley said his relationship with Jones, already strained over other matters, was basically severed after the employees shared their allegations. The point I want to make is that that this man chose, because he wasn't as influential, because he wasn't powerful, he felt that he could not make the allegation to his managers and so forth because he would lose his job. It would destroy his career. And I wonder how many people out there have allegations against powerful people but do not make them simply because they're likely to lose their jobs and their careers. And I think, we could look at the Brittany Higgins case and a lot of others that have come forward and realise that that is exactly what happens, because those being abused very rarely get acknowledged. And when they do, they get often blamed for the abuse and and particularly if you came out against someone like Alan Jones. Imagine the backlash that someone like these particular four people would receive, particularly the 2GB employee. So what would it be like for him? It would be horrific. And what impact has also on these four people? And how many others has Jones abused over the years, or allegedly abused, I should say, over the years, who are suffering as a result of his shitty, horrific, heinous behaviour? There would be many. But will this go further? We do not know. I don't know what it means from this point forward in terms of the allegations, whether the police are going to be notified, whether as a result of these allegations, Alan Jones will be charged. So let's watch this space. But let's also keep in mind that if you have an allegation of these sorts of allegations against a powerful person, there's every chance you will not be believed and that it will destroy your life, even though the behaviour itself is so destructive and will destroy people's lives also. Let me know what you think below about all of this, remembering there are only allegations. The story is yet to unfold, but let me know what you think in the comments section below. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, be safe.